And this webinar will also be live streamed to Facebook. And we also really want to thank those of you who are so patient with us. We had an incorrect time posted for the start of our webinar. The start time for Buenos Aires and Santiago was incorrectly listed due to the time changes. So we really apologize and thank you for being here.
Hola a todas, bienvenidas oficialmente a nuestro webinario. Queremos que sepan que este webinario va a ser grabado y además va a ser transmitido de manera en vivo en nuestra página de Facebook. Queremos agradecerlas a todas las que han sido pacientes con nosotras y nos están acompañando. Hubo un error en la hora de Santiago y Buenos Aires, nos disculpamos por eso, pero bueno, muchísimas gracias por estar aquí hoy.
Thank you. All right, let's go on to our next slide, Patty. Today's informational session is all about becoming a regional volunteer with the Western Hemisphere region, which spans all of North America, South America, and the Caribbean. And we are really thrilled to have so much interest in this session and to be able to talk with everyone about the opportunities to give your time and talents to our global movement.
La sesión informativa de hoy va a ser sobre cómo volverse voluntarias regionales del hemisferio occidental. Nuestra región hemisferio occidental incluye Norteamérica, Suramérica y el Caribe, pues esas son nuestras subregiones. Estamos muy emocionadas de que tantas personas se hayan interesado en querer participar, en apoyarnos en esta sesión de hoy. Esperamos poder conversar con ustedes sobre todas las oportunidades que tenemos para ofrecerles y cómo podríamos utilizar su tiempo, sus talentos para alcanzar esa meta que tenemos y la posibilidad de aprender nuevas habilidades y poner en práctica todo lo que hemos hecho.
On our next slide, we have some guidelines that we can review. We will be using simultaneous interpretation for this webinar. First of all, thank you very much to Laura from Venezuela, who has been doing consecutive interpretation with me. But simultaneous means that it will happen at the same time. So I'm turning interpretation on in just a moment. Please take a look at the information on the screen, and these explain the steps for turning on interpretation. If you've never used interpretation before, it's quite simple. You will see a globe icon on the bottom right of
Panamá, Cuba.
Hello, welcome. If you're just joining, thank you so much. Hola, bienvenidos. I'm going to pause and let Laura translate what I've said so far before I continue.
Yeah. Bueno, en esta, por favor, quienes tengan sus micrófonos abiertos, ciérrenlos. Please, whoever has their microphone on, please turn it off so we don't have echo. Thank you. En esta oportunidad, esta lámina es sobre nuestras directrices, o más o menos cómo va a funcionar el webinario. Vamos a tener interpretación simultánea. Eso quiere decir que las dos personas hablan al mismo tiempo en los dos idiomas. En este momento hemos estado haciendo, Steph y yo, consecutiva, o sea que ella habla y luego yo lo digo en otro idioma. Y si miran la información que está en esa lámina, pueden saber cómo hacer el setting o cómo programar su ventana de Zoom para seleccionar el idioma que necesitan. Si ven en la imagen del lado izquierdo, está toda la información y en el lado derecho está traducido los textos. Es una bolita con líneas que parece un mundo y dice interpretación.
Thank you very much, Laura. So again, if you are using interpretation, please select the globe icon and then select the language you wish to listen in. So I would select English, and then we'll do a quick test with our interpretation team to make sure that you can hear them.
Así que por favor en este momento activa la función de interpretación en este globito y selecciona el idioma que prefieras. Yo en este caso voy a seleccionar el español, que es mi primer idioma. Steph selecciona inglés para ella. Y luego vamos a hacer un pequeño test con nuestras intérpretes para asegurarnos de que todo está listo para comenzar.
P, we're ready to test when you are.
Perfecto.
Gracias.
Now, this is an audio test. Please let me know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Can you let us know if you can hear the English? Is it okay, Steffi?
Yes, I can hear you, Pete.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you for those of us who are confirming in the chat. All right, we're ready to move on to our presentation now that we've gotten the details out of the way. So if you're again listening in English, you'll listen to me while P, our fabulous interpreter, is interpreting simultaneously. So let's move on to our next slide, Patty.
Wait. Sorry. Okay.
That's okay. All right. Would actually like to begin with introducing the regional committee and giving a minute or so to everyone who's on the call today to say hi. We are a team of 6 people from across the region who are responsible for the governance of our movement. We support 35 Girl Guide and Girl Scout member organizations, and we've been working together since July 2019 when we were elected at the regional conference in Granada. So you'll see who we are on this photo. Cindy Ann from Granada is our chair of the committee. Next, myself, Stephanie from the US. Emmy, our vice chair from Argentina. We have Sadia from Guyana, Andrea from Colombia, and Patty, who is from Mexico. And I want to give an opportunity for Emmy to give a welcome and introduce herself and any other committee members that are with us.
Bueno, buenas tardes a todas. Muchísimas gracias.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for being connected. We are so excited to have you here today on behalf of Cindy Ann and mine. I want to welcome you. I want you to enjoy this time, and please ask all your questions on how to become a regional volunteers. We are regional volunteers. We have been for a long time, and this is one of the most or the nicest things that has happened to me in my guiding life. I hope that occurs to you. A big hug from Argentina. Please enjoy. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you. Are there any other committee members who are present today who would like to introduce themselves? I know we have Patty. Patty, would you like to introduce yourself next?
No, right. I'm here. I can do it, but I don't have the button to change to the interpretation. I will try to do it in English. I hope I can do it well. I'm Patricia Marroquin. I'm from Mexico. I'm part of this very, very nice committee. I'm the responsible for the volunteers portfolio. And I'm glad to see you, all of you here. I'm very happy. I'm very excited with this experience. Thanks a lot to all.
Thank you, Patty. And hello, everyone. Again, I'm Stephanie Argus. I am from the United States, and it's a pleasure to be part of this team. And it's so inspiring to see so much interest in volunteerism at the regional level. Thank you for being with us. We really appreciate it and are grateful for your time on this Saturday. So a quick note is that we do have a form for questions that can be submitted. And if you see in our chat, our interpretation team will soon post a link. But we'd like to invite Laura to introduce herself and explain a little bit about how the form will work. Laura, are you with us? Well, I'll keep going. So in the chat shortly will be posted a link to this form. You just submit your question at any time in your preferred language.
Just wait. I think Laura was speaking in Spanish.
Ah, okay.
Okay, just wait.
Thanks for your patience, everyone. Feel free to stretch if you need. We'll take a quick 10-second break and then we'll begin again as soon as. Oh, hello. Laura, are you able to hear us?
Laura said that it's not working the micro. Just wait, please. Just a minute.
Si quieren yo lo explico, nada más es lo de las preguntas, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
I can explain it. This is Barbara or Lolita. Okay. Adelante. Hi, everyone. I am Lolita. I will explain about the questions. You will have a link in the chat. There are two parts, one that says Spanish or English. You can ask the question you have regarding this webinar in English or in Spanish, depending on your language, the one that you feel more comfortable. At the end of the webinar, we will be answering those questions.
Lolita, ¿lo dijiste en el canal de español o de inglés? Como yo no tengo el botón.
No estoy asignada.
She was asking if they were, if she was speaking in general, and I am interpreting for you in English.
I think okay, Patty, to continue. Thanks everyone again for your patience. Let's go on to our next slide. I'd like to now introduce our two primary presenters for today. We are joined by Noelle Gali, who is the Volunteer Engagement Coordinator with the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts. She's a staff member. And you've already met Patty from the Western Hemisphere Regional Committee, one of the 6 volunteers. They will be our main presenters and panelists for today. So please feel free to listen to them, give them your time and your energy, and feel free to share any questions via that form that has been dropped into the chat. Thank you so much.
Okay, I just have a concern because I don't know if I can speak Spanish and you can hear me and then translate to English, because the presentation, I have to do it in Spanish. And I don't have the button.
Patti, si no, perdón, si las participantes de español no silencian su audio original, te van a poder oír en español. Tal vez tengas que hacer eso.
Porque hay que tomar decisiones y todo. Ya estamos todas.
Okay, we are having a little issues with Patty in Spanish. Patty no necesita el...
but
Can you tell Patty that she doesn't need to have the button? Can you tell her she doesn't need the button? She can start speaking in Spanish. She doesn't need the button. Please, can you explain that to her?
Your micro is closed. Okay.
Patty, you're okay just to speak in Spanish, and P will interpret into English, but you can just speak in Spanish, and then if our Spanish listeners can turn off, I guess, their interpretation, is that right, Emmy? To make sure that they can hear you deliver in Spanish, Patty.
Okay, thank you. Gracias. Muy bien, pues ¿cómo están, chicas?
Thank you very much for explaining that to her. Good afternoon, good morning. I don't know. I think each country has a different time. But we are so excited to be here with you, and we are going to talk about what we need to become a volunteer for the region. That means that we are also going to be global volunteers. That means that we are also going to belong to the WACS volunteers pool. We in the committee are committed with the development and empowerment of our volunteers. We are convinced that our volunteers give a lot of value to the region. That's why we want to invite you. Maybe some of you are already entered in a platform that is called Mobilize, and Nahuel is going to tell us about it. And we are going to talk about the upcoming opportunities that we will have for you in the region. We currently have 2 teams that are supporting the regional team. One of them is the interpretation and translation team, where P, Laura, Barbara, Lola, and Fer. I think 4 out of those 5 are here with us today. They are always with us, providing support in every meeting we have every Sunday and some other days during the week. They are really good. They are very committed and passionate about their work. We are very grateful for their work. We have another team that was recently created. This is the communications team led by Steffi. It's made up by Laura, Stephanie, Abby, and Jime. We are also very happy with the work they are doing. You know, we have started with our Instagram, and thanks to all of them are here. And we want to make some other teams that we will talk about soon. What do we need to be a volunteer in the region? First, we need to be part of the WACS Global Pool, volunteers pool. This provides us with the opportunity of being part of work teams in specific projects for a short time, for a long time, support the committees. You can be part of many things, not only in the region, but globally. Today, we will talk about the upcoming teams that we want to form. We want to have more volunteers in our pool, in Mobilize. When you are in Mobilize, you will have access to the regional and global opportunities. If you have any question, you can use the form. Check at the link in the chat, and we will have some time at the end for questions and answers. Now I will give the floor to Nahuel so that she can tell us about how to be part of the global pool, how we expect from volunteers globally. Nahuel, the floor is yours, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Patty. Hi, everyone. I'm really, really happy that we are all here together today. And I can see that we are now 100 participants on the webinar, and this is really exciting to us. And I'm really glad that you are interested into joining the volunteers pool, and that at least we can still connect all together online within the current situation. Before we talk about what we expect from you as a regional or a global volunteer, I first would like to let you know more a little bit about how it works. So WAGS is not only a volunteer-led organization, but is also a volunteer-run organization. And the best example I can give you is your amazing committee members, who are governance volunteers, just like Steffi said earlier, but on the same time, they're operational volunteers, and they are working hard to make the regional plans a reality. We have a lot of our work which is delivered thanks to our amazing volunteers who are working all the time, hands-on together with members of the staff. And without them, we don't have the capacity to do all of the exciting things we plan to do in order to support our member organizations and to strengthen the Girl Guide and Girl Scout experience around the world. Before expectations, let's see who can join the volunteers pool. So if you are over 18 years old and you are an active member of one of our 152 member organizations, and if you can communicate well, this means understand and be understood and written and spoken in one or more of WAG's official languages, English, French, Spanish, or Arabic. So this means that you don't necessarily need to speak English to join the pool. And if you are open-minded and willing to try new things, if you are committed to consciously practice the WAG's leadership model, and specifically to practice the worldly mindset in particular, as the network is a very diverse community, and we as a global team committed to set a safe space for all, then you're welcome to join. There are no other requirements. You don't need to hold a specific position in your member organization. You don't need to have specific skills or expertise, experience, or knowledge to join the pool. But when you join, we expect from you a couple of things. So if you commit to do something, please do it. So if you commit on a project to join a team and do something, then please just do it. And if you're not able to complete the task, it's fine, but just let your lead volunteer or member of staff know, because we definitely understand that life changes and that things can come up into our lives that can prevent us from delivering what we committed to do. But we need to know that you cannot do it so that you can work on it together. As a global volunteer or as a regional volunteer, you may receive information before it's widely known, depending on the project you're working on. Or if you are working with a member organization, then you might have access to information that should be not shared with a wider audience. And we trust you not to share this information outside of your WAGS role. Also, and this is something really, really important, we want you to take the most of the opportunity of being part of the network. So we want you to take part of the learning opportunities that we provide, or to take part on bigger roles if you are taking just short-term opportunities or small roles. We like all of our members to commit to being part of a group and to commit to developing their own skills, because as part of the pool, we don't want you only to support us, but we want to also to learn and to develop your own skills and knowledge, and to take advantage of being part of this global opportunity. Being a member of the network does not always guarantee that you will volunteer for WACS on a project or travel to another country, but I can guarantee for 100% that you can learn a lot simply from being part of the network. Can we go to the next slide, Patty, please? On the other hand, when you join the pool, WACS is committed to offer you the possibility to connect with WACS staff and volunteers from all over the world. And once there, we will share all of the volunteering projects and opportunities, both short and long term. So all of the roles and big and little roles are promoted in the network. And all you have to do is to apply for the opportunities you're interested in being part of. And it's usually just by writing a message to the person leading on the project or by recording a short video showing your interest into the role. We will offer opportunities to learn new things, such as the WACS leadership model that I just mentioned earlier, and about how WACS thinks about leadership and our approach. And we will also offer projects to use skills you already have and also to develop new ones. So if you take part in a project, you will be supported by a team leader, either it's a member of staff or a volunteer, that will work with you also on developing your skills in the project. We want you to feel part of the global community, and we are keen on making the volunteer network feel like a big group rather than just a place where we post opportunities and when you can just apply to those opportunities. Then we would like also for you to take advantage of being part of this extraordinary diverse community and to enjoy being part of a group that shares the same values and the similar interests. By being there, you will learn about Girl Guiding and Girl Scouting in other parts of the world. You'll be able to share your knowledge, your good practices, your ideas that you already practiced or experienced with your member organization, and your different approaches to similar topics. And of course, there will be also opportunities to practice leadership with your international friends. We have a group of volunteers within the volunteer engagement team who is working with us into making all of these opportunities possible and all of these learning and development opportunities available. And they are 13 volunteers working with us since 6 months into making all of these plans into reality. Next slide, Patty. Thank you. So, being part of the community means that you will need to use a platform to get in touch with all of those people. And we use a platform called Mobilize. So it's a web-based platform, but also a mobile app. So you can use it on your computer or on your phone. And it looks a bit like a private social media, if you can think of it like. It has a feed where we all share posts. It can vary from someone introducing themselves to the community to members of staff or lead volunteers sharing opportunities, to people asking questions, seeking for ideas from other members of the pool about something that they would like to try with their member organizations or with their local units. It has a chat, so you can chat with people on a private discussion if you need just to talk to someone or to a specific group of people. We have different groups depending on the projects. We have a regional group where you can only find volunteers from Western Hemisphere, and where you can just be in touch with the committee members and volunteers from the region. There is a section for events and a section for opportunities. And it is really easy to use the platform because you can use it from your email. So you can just receive the notifications and reply by email without accessing the platform itself if you want to. And you don't need to log in every time you use it. So it's a super easy platform to use. So it's a very user-friendly. On the platform, we already have more than 700 volunteers from all over the world. And I hope that we will have more just after this session. And I know from the names that I saw when you started introducing yourselves in the beginning of the session, I recognized some of the names. So I know that some of our global volunteers are here today with us. And we have more than 200 volunteers who are already involved in a project, either with the region or with the global programs or with different departments within WACS to support delivering those projects. And without those 200 volunteers, we can't deliver what we promised our member organizations to deliver. So we are really thankful to those volunteers who are dedicating their time, energy, skills, and knowledge to support all the work that we are doing. Can we go to the next slide, Patty? So just like I mentioned, when you join the platform, you can chat with other volunteers from all over the world. And a funny thing is that you can maybe also meet and get to know volunteers from your own member organization that you didn't get the chance to meet before. You'll be able to share your experiences and learnings about Girl Guiding and Girl Scouting from those different countries. You can sign up for trainings and webinars whenever they are offered, whether it's offered by the region or by the global team. And there were a couple happening lately, and we're planning to do more starting January. We're coordinating right now with the different teams in WACS to make a learning and development plan for 2021 available soon. And you can just start conversations with people from around the world. And we have also a resources section where you can check and download and read a lot of resources that are already available by the World Organization. Next. On Mobilize, you will be, of course, able to apply for volunteering opportunities. And here I'm talking about both regional and global opportunities, because all of our open calls are posted on the platform. So if you are looking for any volunteering opportunity, you will only find it on the platform. Even if you will go on WAC's website, it will give you the details about the opportunity, and then it will tell you, check on Mobilize how you can apply for the opportunity. And once you joined the pool, you become eligible to apply for those opportunities. Just like I said, you don't need to have any kind of specific skills to join the pool, but then depending on the specific project or the role and your interest, you will decide what you would like to do. And you will not be automatically added to any specific project when you join the pool. You will need to apply for those opportunities. And it's super easy. You just need to log on Mobilize, go to, it used to be the events section, but lately they did an upgrade and now it's called opportunities. So if you are attending an event, you need to check the events section. And if you are applying for an opportunity, you just need to click on opportunity and you will find over there all of the instructions on how to apply. And just like I said, usually it's just super easy. We won't ask you to fill a form because you will fill one when you join the platform. So you won't need to add your information again and again and your personal details because they're already there. You will just need to write a short letter maybe to the lead manager who's leading on the project just to show why you're interested in this role and what kind of knowledge and value you can add to the project. And that's it. Thank you, Patty. I think it's yours now.
Yeah. Gracias, Nahuel, muchas gracias. Creo que ha sido muy importante todo lo que nos has comentado. Tenemos aquí personas que ya forman parte del pool, de este grupo de voluntarias globales, que ya forman parte y participan en algunas actividades, y otras nuevas, ¿no? Entonces es importante que sepan que tenemos ahí la plataforma, que hay que estar pendientes una vez que ya somos voluntarias para poder acceder a las oportunidades. Una cosa que es muy, muy importante es que siempre...
So a really important thing is that
Something
all
that
the
is very important
volunteers
is
need
that
to be
volunteers always have to
approved
be approved
by
the
your
MO.
MO.
Oh wait, Patty, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt. We have both Lola and P interpreting.
Okay, Lola will stay with you. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Lola, we're glad to have you. And Patty, could you please start from the beginning of the slide for the English speaker?
Can you hear me, Steph?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so now are you hearing the interpretation? Okay, so my apologies. I was telling you that we have a lot of participants now that they are in the global pool, in the WACs, they are in Mobilize, so it's really important. So you are advised of the notices that are on the Mobilize. So we have a lot of new people and that are really interested in participating. So we're glad about it. So we need to realize that we need to take into consideration that you need to be approved by your MO. So you cannot just apply for yourself. You need to be approved first by your MO, and then you need to fill out the form because we are getting a new section. We're getting a new section about this form, and it needs to be signed by your MO. And you need to send a complete form to, let me check. I don't have the email right here, but I'm gonna tell you. It's wax@org. So we're gonna get to know the website where we can enter. So now, are you seeing the website? Can you please confirm? So you're gonna enter to this website that is wax.org, and you're gonna select in what language do you want to see the information. And I don't know what's the other language. I think it's Arabic. And you can find this new section that it's called Volunteer. And I'm gonna select right now Spanish so you can see it right now. So now it's in Spanish, and we have this button that says Voluntario. So you can see it right now, right? Oh, thank you so much, Emmy, for doing that signs for me. So you're gonna click right here where it says volunteer. And in French, whatever it is pronunciation, because I don't know French. So we're gonna click right here. And then we can see the different information. We have this part that it says join to the pool, to the volunteers pool. But you know that this is the group that you can be part of this volunteers team. So you can join our Western Region Hemisphere volunteers team. And now right here it says the opportunities, the current opportunities that we have. And there it says information about the volunteering. And as Nahuel is telling me right now, on Thursday, last Thursday, on a meeting. So what about if we go to join the volunteers team of WAX? If we have time, I'm gonna show it you in English, but we're in the same website. This is for join the volunteers pool. So now we get right here, and right now it says recommendation form. I think there was a mistake in this part, but let me see if they corrected it. But yeah, there's an error, there's an issue right here, but it's going to be fixed, I promise. We're seeing with the team. On Thursday, when Nahuel leaves, it was Thursday night, but in this part, we can find the information about the update letter and the terms of reference. And this is what here is what you need to send the form. It's leadingforherworld@wax.org. This is the form for being a volunteer. So this is the form. You need to download it to your laptop so you can fill out with your name, your MO, and then you need to, the organization, your MO needs to write an explanation of why are they recommending you. And in the below part, you need, the person that is recommending you needs to sign. They need to put their email, but they need to, this needs to be signed by the International Commissionate. It's better if she signs it, but if they work in another way, other person can sign it as well. You need to see it with your OM. I'm not gonna read all the form, but this is all the information that you need to fill out, and you need to send it to the email that we saw right now. We saw a few time ago. Well, let me check. So So here is the email that you need to send the form. It's leadingforherworld@wax.org. Nahuel Teams is going to review your form, and it needs to be approved by your MO. And then their team is going to respond to you. And there's no a reason why are you not being accepted, but you need to be approved by your MO. This is really important. So Nahuel was telling that every person older than 18 years old can be a volunteer. So for the girls of Brazil, let me tell you that we're looking for interpreters for Portuguese, because it's really hard to look for an interpreter that speaks Portuguese. When you send this form, we're not looking for any specific role. We just well, just let me tell you that if you're available to work for any project, it's okay. And if you're approved by your MO, you're gonna be inside the volunteer pool for 6 years. Nevertheless, when you're participating for an opportunity that you're gonna look in the Mobilize, and then you can participate in all these opportunities that we're gonna post on Mobilize. And then once you participate in one of those opportunities, maybe this project, you're gonna be interviewed by that project, because we need certain features to be part of that role. And if we say that this a person that can work in that project, we're gonna check with your MO. Because we need to check that your MO is supporting you, just to check that you can work in this project. So we're gonna click right here, join the WAX volunteers pool, and here's all the information. And here's the document, the form that you need to fill out. That is this one right here. No, sorry, this is not the one. No, the form is in the number 2, right here. So we click it, and it's going to appear the volunteers resource pool recommendation form. So an MO needs to recommend you. So Nahuel was telling me that when you send this form, they take like 14 to 16 days to check your form and to review all the documents, so you can appear on Mobilize, and you can start participating with us. The people who was asking us in the chat, let me remember you that we have sent a link on the chat, so you can submit your questions so we can respond them at the end. So now, so here is everything that you need to know, all the information. You can share it. You can look at all the information. So you can look at what we can do as volunteers. So are you seeing the presentation? Okay. So please, let's remember that you need to be approved by your MO, fill out the form, and send the complete form to the email that we showed you. And now we want to participate in one of the opportunities. So now what we're gonna do? How are we gonna do? This is, you can do it on Mobilize. So let's imagine that there's an opportunity. Each opportunity has its, has its own characteristics. So what do I mean? For example, if we require certain languages, or if we need a certain level of education or an expertise, etc. So in case you need to fill out some form, or you need to send an email, or whether the global opportunities and the regional opportunities. And if you say, I want to take this opportunity and I fill out all the requirements to do it, and if you select this, you can advise your MO to tell that you want to advise your MO, and we advise your MO so they can say if you can participate in an opportunity, because if someone is shortlisted, their MO will be notified and they have 14 days to report whether or not they approve the participation. If they say, if they accept it, they're gonna move forward with you. Maybe because maybe the MO, they don't want to support you for any reason. So the team is going to choose if they accept you or they won't. So what are we gonna have for you? So soon, I see that Amy is dancing. We're gonna have different teams. We need a team for a really cheerful team, volunteers team, that we need to do the volunteer activation event that we're gonna have the next year. Because with all this technology, we needed to work in a virtual event. So we're gonna have a volunteer activation event for the next year. And I think it's gonna be so fun, this event in the next year. So we're gonna need some volunteers for that team. And also, there's a thing that says a resource hub team. I'm not expert in that topic. And the second team, Saudia, or I don't remember who, it's a team that we require. A team that we require to work with the resource hub team. And then we need to have another team so they can do an event for the girls, and they need to youth lead event for the girls. All this work is for the region. It's a lot of work. So we have another team that is going to work for Champions for Change Phase 2 working group. And the other team is going to be for the Spanish SDGs activity pack team. Then we have a Trina leadership event, cultural connections team, like we had in the last regional conference team. We need to have more details in these teams, but you can see right now what we're gonna need. And we need as well the coordination of the regional conference team that is going to be in Chile, if the pandemic allows us to have that event in the future. So you can access to a lot of opportunities. If you can fill out the forms, it will be great. And if you can tell your MOs, MOs commissionates, so they can sign and approve your forms. And we have some news. The 5th of December, there's gonna be an international night with our Cabaña and the rest of the region to celebrate International Volunteer Day. So all of you are welcome. You can be invited to this event. And I want you to fill out the forms on Nahuel can check it out. and she's gonna have a lot of work. And then we have the informational sessions for young people who want to be part of the World Board or regional committees. Remember that we need to have a lot of young people, and the mega activation event that it's coming soon, that it's going to be in the first trimester of the next year. It's going to be on the first 3 months of the next year. So we need that team to have that event. So it's time of the questions. I'm gonna stop sharing, and in this moment, we're gonna have our translation team are gonna have the screen time so they can respond to your questions. So go ahead, girls. Hi, everyone. Can you listen to me? So I'm gonna share my screen so you can see the presentation with the questions that we have until now. So we can respond as well your questions.
Hemos estado recibiendo muchísimas preguntas.
We've been receiving a lot of questions, so
por eso tenemos el archivo actualizado.
That's why we have our updated file until now. Let me see. Give me a moment. Could they still make some questions or no? Yes, they can submit their questions.
Preguntarle a Bárbara, que es la que está encargada en este momento de las preguntas y respuestas que sigan llegando.
We can ask Barbara if they have really important question to do, so we can translate it.
Okay, ¿todas pueden verla?
So you all can see it now, right? Hello, team. I'm Suecha. I hope I pronounced it well. Original from Nepal, but currently residing in the US. I would like to know the procedures to join the Western Hemisphere team. Thank you. What kind of works are the volunteers involved in? Now, well, I don't know if you have information about this. I don't really have that information. I don't know how to do it. Can you please respond it? Do we have Nahuel right here? I think Nahuel is not here. Okay, let me see if Nahuel is getting back. He's coming back. I think that it's to know if you're gonna live all the time in the US or it's for a short time, because I don't have a lot of information of this, but I think you will first need to be involved. Stephanie says that she can respond to your question. Give me 1 minute.
Hi, everyone. If you are currently in the United States, the first piece would be to be a member of Girl Scouts USA. So if you are not yet a member of Girl Scouts USA, that is the first step. And you can contact your local Girl Scout council with regard to how to sign up. And I think that there are probably some people in the chat who can help you figure out what your local Girl Scout council is. So if you need assistance, just put in your zip code to where you're living right now. Once you are part of the Girl Scouts USA organization, then you could apply to represent the Western Hemisphere. But otherwise, it would be possible to apply to represent Asia Pacific region, given that that is the region that Nepal is part of, and it is no problem to live outside of a region and to do work for a region. For example, Laura, one of our interpreters, is currently living in Germany, but she's part of the Western Hemisphere team because she's originally from Venezuela.
Sí.
Gracias, Stephanie.
Así que no se limiten de dónde se
Thank you
encuentran.
so much, Stephanie. So please don't limit yourself if you are in another part of the world, but you're part of the region right now in the Western Hemisphere region. So the next question says, if I'm active in a current project as a global volunteer, can I belong to a regional role? Is it necessary to have some level of knowledge of English or Spanish? Okay, so there's no restriction that you cannot be part of both teams or having two roles, but the problem is going to have the availability that you're going to have. So for example, if you want to participate in another project, you cannot maybe you cannot work in another project of the other team. If it is necessary to have some level of knowledge of English or Spanish, it depends on what project it is. Because maybe there's going to be a project that you need to speak both languages, but maybe there's going to be another project that you just need to speak one language. So it's going to depend on the project.
Yeah.
Next one, please.
I'll just add something, Patty, before we go.
Okay.
So, as a general rule, we do not restrict people to one role. This means you can apply to as many roles as you want, but there will be always one role that we call a major role, and this should be your first priority, and then you can take as much as minor roles as you can. So it will depend on your capacity, your time, and your commitment. For example, you can be a regional volunteer on the comms team, and then because you speak English and Spanish, you would like to support with some interpretation or some translation. In this case, translation and interpretation is a minor role, and your major role is your commitment to the comms team within the region. So this should come first. And for some roles, if you are already, so it's the opposite. If you are already a regional volunteer, and then you decide to apply for a role with a global team or with a global program, your major role will be a regional role, because you first committed to support the region, and then at a second time you decided to apply for another role. You still can do it, but what we will do is that we will inform the regional committee so that they will be aware that you are committing to some other tasks. And then you will need also to discuss with the people you are working with how much you can deliver, and then you can decide. And for the English and Spanish, it will absolutely depend on what you are doing. Because for some roles, you will need both, and for some roles, you will just need one. And just like I mentioned earlier, for some projects, you don't need to speak English.
Gracias, Nahuel. Me comentan que tenemos muchas preguntas.
Thank you so much, Nahuel. So we're gonna try to respond with this question because we have a lot of them. The next question is, I know that often volunteers should be between 18 to 30. I'm about to turn 31. Are there still opportunities for me to be involved? That is a really good question. We are the older people, we can still be volunteers. I'm 52 years old, I'm a volunteer, so there's not a restriction on the age. We have certain projects or teams that we require, maybe we require to from 18 to 30. So P says that she's 60 and she's a volunteer. So you are all welcome. Are you recording this meeting so others can see it later? Yes, this is being recorded so then we can share it to you. Then, do we need to take additional steps to be a regional volunteer if we are already in the global pool? No, you don't need anything else. At the moment, after you fill out the form, you send it to Nahuel and then she accepts it. So you can be part of the global pool, the volunteers global pool, and you can be in the list of the region so you can access to these opportunities. Next question. My first time. How do we apply to be part of the volunteer group? Do we need to be approved by our local group? I'm from New York City, USA. You need to be approved by your MO, by your OM. Can you please, Steph, can you please respond, what do they need to take to be approved by your local group?
Yes, no problem. I'm going to post some information in the chat. If you're part of Girl Scouts USA, these are some next steps. You will need to contact Global Girl Scouting at girlscouts.org, and you'll be able to, as long as you're a member already of your local council. And if you'd also like to follow up directly with me as a person from the United States who is also part of the regional committee, here is my email address. You're welcome to get in touch.
Muchas gracias, Steph. Okay. ¿Podemos compartir acerca de Mobilize con otros?
Can we share about Mobilize with others, or is it just for Global Volunteers members? Should we ask people to join the pool first? No, Mobilize is just it's only for the volunteers that were already approved by the pool. So you first fill out the form, then you're being approved by your OM, and Nahuel accepts it. And Nahuel then sends you an email, all the steps so you can sign in on Mobilize. It's all the volunteers, the global volunteers, but yeah, the ones that are approved. Thank you so much. I am already a WAX volunteer on Mobilize and a member of the Western Hemisphere group. Does that mean I am already a Western Hemisphere volunteer too, or is there something more I would need to do to become an official WH volunteer? Thanks. Yes, you are already a volunteer of the Western Hemisphere, so you just need to be focused on the Mobilize notices. I've just checked the WAX Mobilize website and the only account that comes up is Be the Change 2030 Pilot with 7 members. I assume that is not what I am looking for. How do I join the group? I think maybe you haven't clicked in the section when it says Western Hemisphere. Nahuel, can you please help us with that? Because I don't know if she has a problem on Mobilize. Maybe she doesn't see the list where everyone appears. Nahuel, are you there? I think maybe she's not here. I think that this has to do with in the volunteer part, you can see the opportunity section, and it says, for example, The people that are participating in Be the Change 2030 pilot, it appears suggestions, but it's not like you join that team. It's the team that already belongs to the WANKS team. So you need to see all the notifications on Mobilize, the available projects. I understood. Okay, you're right, Laura. So is someone is going to speak? So I'm going to specify again that when you're invited to a new opportunity on Mobilize, it's going to appear a notification and you're going to receive an email as well. So, as I say, in that notification, it's going to specify all what you need to do if you want to participate in that project. The next one, please. I'm trying to start an account with Mobilize, but it's not working. Keep saying that there's an issue. I think right there you need to speak with Nahuel. And let's say that there's a technical issue for Mobilize. So if you can contact Nahuel, please. What is a facilitator? I am registered in Mobilize, and one of the questions asks if I am. A facilitator will say a training person, a person who trains. I will say this: someone that can facilitate sessions, that can teach. That's what you mean. That's what it means, facilitator. Do you have to speak more than one language to be a volunteer, English and Spanish, or can you speak just one?
Integrada las oportunidades en donde solo se requiera ese idioma.
Uno de los 4 idiomas oficiales
One of the official language of the WACS, that it's French, is English, Spanish, and Arabic. Does you,
hace unos 10 años asistí al Juliet Law del 2012. Todavía recibo correos electrónicos de ellos sobre oportunidades globales.
Sí, seguramente ya no estás en el Mobilize. Después de 6 años ya no apareces en Mobilize. Tienes que volver a hacer tu registro porque la aprobación es solo por 6 años.
Okay. Si ya has presentado una solicitud,
will just add one thing, Patty. So when you join the pool, you are endorsed by your member organization for 6 years, and you can apply to any opportunity without going through your member organization again. So this means if you see an opportunity on the pool, you can apply directly. You don't need to go back to your member organization to seek for endorsement. And then it is the team that you will be joining who will inform your member organization that you were kept for a role. And then if the member organization has any concerns or issues with to us and let us know. If we don't hear back from them in 14 days, then this means that they don't have any issues and that you can proceed with the role. And for people who were part of our informal previous pool that we used to have, when we started this pool in 2018, we emailed all of the member organizations and asked them to re-endorse officially those people. And they did for most of them, like for all of those volunteers who are... That's nice.
Perdimos a Nahuel, me parece, pero tampoco
Nice
estábamos escuchando su traducción.
With their member organization, they were re-endorsed. And this is why.
Okay.
Nahuel, we cannot hear you.
You are still part of it. Can you hear me?
Broken. Ok,
Perdón, pero toda la explicación de Nahuel no tuvimos traducción. No sé si al resto del canal. Gracias. No hay problema.
ok. Bueno, continuemos. Creo que perdimos a la abuela de nuevo.
Laura, Laura, I'm sorry, could you pause a second? Who is interpreting right now?
I'm interpreting, Steffi. It's just I couldn't open my mic. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
I got finally open. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Okay, we're ready.
Podemos probar que estén escuchando todas.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay.
Para esta pregunta, quien haya hecho esa pregunta, si me puede enviar un correo.
And for this question, please send me an email. I will put my email in the chat, and we will discuss the topic specifically because we lost Nahuel to clarify it properly. I will include my email here for tracking. So you hear the interpretation in English, right?
Ok. Dice, si ya has presentado una solicitud para unirte al Grupo Mundial de
You have
Voluntarios,
already submitted an application to join the WACS Global Volunteer Pool. How do you gain access to Mobilize? I applied and have volunteered for the region in Grenada for Cultural Connections and the Regional Conference 2019, but never received any information about Mobilize or how to gain access. Login credentials for Mobilize. I have filed out the Global Volunteer Pool and have been endorsed by my member organization a couple times already. If you have already sent the form to Leading for Her World, they should have answered for acceptance and provided you with some instructions for you to enter Mobilize. You can send me an email and I can review the Mobilize to see if you are registered or not. Do those of us who are already in the Mobilize no longer register on the MGS website? That's correct. If you are in Mobilize and you are receiving information, you are learning about things via Mobilize, you don't need to do it again. You just need to be ready to see what opportunities we offer so that you are ready to participate on them. For the Girl Scouts USA, do we have our individual council fill it out? That answer was given by Stephanie in the chat, or who you have to go to. There are some other questions that we would like to share that we believe are important, are not here. Sorry, I will tell you. In the website, we can find the description of each group that is going to be formed, of each team. That is correct. We will be sending the information via Mobilize and included where the opportunities are. Not tomorrow, but maybe in 2 weeks' time, we will start posting the opportunities so that you can take advantage of them. We will let you know what you need to be part of them, including the roles and all the information, right? So be patient, please. Another question, can men in the MO be part of the volunteers pool? Yes, they can be part of the volunteers pool. We need to check because we don't have mixed organizations that I know. We have SAGNOS. In that specific case, we should see who is going to approve the request or the application and why they want to be volunteers. And there will be some times that we can have external volunteers that do not belong to an MO, but will be part of a specific project. We need to comply other requirements such as guaranteeing the people's security. They should execute some documents, and the reason why we want to bring that person in, and somebody should provide them with the approval. If someone has that specific need, please let us know and I will send you an email. There is another question, I believe is the last one.
Que dice experiencia de desarrollo de capacidad. Si no tengo el nivel de
Experience
voluntaria,
on,
entonces no puedo ser
if I
voluntaria.
don't have an advanced experience on some of these areas, I cannot be a region volunteer. Yes, you can be a regional volunteer. You just say that you don't have an experience on that. Not all of us have the same experience on same things. Only when considering for another project, you might have other knowledge, abilities, or experiences in other topics, and we will consider you for
Estas
those.
fueron todas las preguntas.
Those are all the
La
questions.
no apareció en esta
If
secuencia
you
de preguntas,
think your question was not
recuerden que me
included
llevo la
in
información de
this
alguna otra. De
Q&A,
todos modos,
it's
también
because
pueden
it
seguir
was
a Noel,
answered
Patty y a
somewhere
Isabel
else.
en caso de que
You have
necesiten
Noel's and Patty's email in the
ayuda
chat, so in case you need any specific
o preguntas de respuesta.
help, that's where you can write to. Thank you for your help. We are basically finished with this session. We are in good time. Everything has gone well. And I wanted to do something, and so I will do it, even though you said no. If someone wants to share something live, I will be happy to hear you, not all of you. The first one who says in the chat, first, second, and third, I want to speak, we will give you the floor. Please, who wants to participate? Thank you, Aranza. Aranza Velasco, please, we hear you. Hi, Patty. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be part of this and the projects that you have introduced, and they sound very exciting to me. I hope I can take part in all of those that I want to. Thank you. Thank you very much. And for being here. Ilia Cardosa, go ahead.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo están?
Hello,
Estoy
how are you?
súper contenta
I
de
am
estar
really
aquí con
happy to
ustedes,
hear
sobre
you,
todo
to learn about
cómo formar parte del voluntariado
everything and how to be part of the volunteers
de no sentirme
pool
excluida,
and not to feel excluded, because I
la
know
participación a las jóvenes, de
we
empoderarlas,
always have to
darles
give the
espacio,
young women
acompañamiento,
the opportunity
son las que van a
to
encontrar
empower them, but I think
muchísimo
also
de
with
experiencia
people with a little bit
que
more of
tenemos que
knowledge or
compartir.
experience,
Estoy súper
it's a great
contenta
opportunity for
y
us.
espero comprometerme con
I'm
ustedes
very
y
happy, and I hope I can
ayudarlas
commit with many projects for all the girls and young women in the region. Thank you, Ilia. Now the next one, I I know Alanza is from Mexico, Ilia from Nicaragua. Go to Cecilia Villanueva, who is here in the order. Who, who are you? Where are you from? I'm Ceci. Hi. I am from Mexico. I'm from Monterrey. Yes. And okay, I was born uh, in southern Mexico, but I live in Monterrey now. I feel more identified with the people in Monterrey. And when I saw we were going to have this webinar, I got so excited and I immediately signed up. I'm so excited. I agree with Ilia and what she said, that it's good to have young people, but I have had many activities that where we have had the collaboration between adults and young women, which have worked much better than what we thought. It would be great to have these people from all these nationalities, many ages. It sounds really exciting, and I think very good things can happen from this. Thank you, Ceci. I will let you know why I'm excited. I was born in the city where Ceci lives now. That's when I started to be a guide when I was 7. I was a brownie. That's why I got so excited, and I hope to see your application. We have Andrea, no last name. So Andrea, who said yo, I, please go ahead. Patty, I don't know if you recognize my voice. I know who you are now. This is Andrea from the Western Hemisphere Committee. I am Andrea. I belong to the Regional Western Hemisphere Committee. So I'm a good friend of Patty and Steph. And I was very happy with this webinar. I wanted to say hello to the participants from this role. I saw there's a lot of young women, and I'm so excited about it because all volunteers are important. Somebody who says is going to become 31. You are welcome to be here. We don't have any age issues. And we also want to give young women a lot of strength. I welcome all the young women. I'm so happy, and I'm available to answer your questions if you think I can be of help. But I wanted to welcome you to let you know that we are here to give you support and to think how your experience, to tell you how your experience as volunteers can be improved and has a greater impact. That's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to say hello. Thank you, Andrea. I finally knew who you were. They are asking if we're going to share the presentation. Yes, Steffi, we can put that together. There's a person here that I want to thank for her participation and who wants to make a quick comment regarding CAT. Krista, thank you very much for being here. Welcome. You have 3 minutes to share something about your area and say hello to the region.
Hello, everyone. I'm Krista LeBerge, and I am out of Canada. I want to welcome all of you to this. It's great to see so many people that want to become regional volunteers. Patty asked me to join to share a little bit about one volunteer role that we're currently recruiting for, and that is both CAT mentors in the Western Hemisphere region, as well as capacity building volunteers. So the CAT mentors work directly with the member organizations in the Western Hemisphere. So you're assigned to a couple of the 35 MOs, and you work with them to help them complete what is called the capacity assessment tool. Yes, Stephanie just put that in the chat. So the CAT is the capacity assessment tool, and it's a tool that the member organizations are working through to help figure out sort of where their strengths and weaknesses are and where they might need some support. And we're using that tool to help create some regional priorities. So Emmy, Patty, Stephanie, Andrea, Saudia, Cindy Ann are all building their regional priorities based on this response, as well as WAGs are building their priorities based on the responses. So it's a very important role in helping our member organizations to complete this. The other part of the capacity building volunteers that we're recruiting for is in the elements. So within the CAT, there's different elements like core mission, which focuses on the Girl Guide, Girl Scout experience. There's if you have any knowledge in finances, if you have any knowledge with governance, if you have any knowledge with image and visibility, all of those sort of things. We're looking for if you have any sort of specialization in it, we're looking for those sort of volunteers as well to support the member organizations when they need specific help. So it's a great opportunity if you either have the knowledge, you've gone to school, or maybe you work in that area. personally, it's a great way to lend some of your expertise in that area as well. So we're currently recruiting for those sort of roles right now. We are on Mobilize, and you can also reach out to me if you have any questions, or you would like me to link you with a specific team if you think that there's a team that you would be good to work with. And you can always go on the WAG's website and look up the capacity assessment tool to find all of the different elements that are listed within it, because I just listed a few. There's 12 total. So Stephanie has posted that link in the chat as well. I was just going to do that, but great. Thank you, Stephanie. So yeah, you can check that out and see if you have any knowledge in that area as well. We would love to see you join one of our teams. But yeah, get your forms filled out and become a regional volunteer. It's an awesome opportunity for you. Thanks, Patty, for having me.
Yeah, thanks to you. Gracias, Krista. ¿Sí me escuchan en español?
Thank you, Krista. Can you hear me in Spanish? Yes, okay. So you don't have any more questions. It has been an honor to have you here. A lot of people left. Maybe they were hungry as I am. So I look forward to see your applications and to see you all in Mobilize as we know Stephanie won't let us go if we don't take the picture. I will ask you all, please, to open your camera so that we can see you. Remain smiling, as Angie Garibay says, for a few minutes, because there's many little pages to which we have to take the picture. Stephanie has to move to all of the pages for the photos. And Stephanie shows them how our special salute.
Yes, I
Salutation.
will. Everyone, you may know that there's a muscle emoji. We like to do it here in the Western Hemisphere region to show our strength and our power. So please do this motion with your arm, make a muscle, a very strong muscle, and I will take some pictures of our displays. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 2 more takes. Keep your arms up. 1, 2, 3. And the last page is coming up. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, everyone.